Somebody brought me something to stand on, but I don't need it. How are y'all doing? I was in a hotel where teachers were staying and I tried to hide this morning. And then we thought, okay, everybody's left and come here, so it was okay for me to go out and take a walk. Where are those teachers that I bumped into and I lied to? Yeah. I said, are we all going to nerd camp? I'm going to Kalamazoo, which I am, but I was coming here first, so I'm sorry for the lie. Somebody told me I had to have a speech, so I have a speech. And is that all right with y'all? It's about writing. Okay, so. I grew up in a small town in Florida, and I spent a good portion of my childhood digging. I don't know now what it was that I was digging for, and even then, if I had been questioned closely, I probably would have been at a loss to articulate exactly what I was hoping to find. But whatever it was, I looked for it assiduously. I had my own shovel, and every day I dug. At the time of this story, I was 8 years old, and it was summertime, and my digging mania was at its apex. One day, under the huge magnolia tree in our backyard, I unearthed a rock. It was a white rock, worn smooth by time, and there was an indentation in the center of it that seemed to have been designed specifically for the human thumb. I put my thumb into the hollow and took my thumb out, and I felt certain that somebody, many other people perhaps, had done the same thing before me. I was moved in a way that I could not explain to myself. All I knew was that I had found something special. I took the rock inside and showed it to an expert, my older rock collecting brother. Look, I said to him, I have found a very, very ancient rock. Ancient seemed like exactly the right word to me. Accurate, respectful, and at the same time implying a great mystery. My brother looked up from his magazine. Let me see, he said. I handed him the rock. He turned it over in his hand once, twice, and then handed it back to me. That's not ancient, he said. That's not even a rock. What is it then? I asked. It's a bone. Do you think that maybe it's a special kind of bone? No, he opened up his magazine. I don't. Oh, I said. But I was not convinced. I took the bone next door and showed it to Beverly Pagoda. Look, I told her, I have found an ancient magical bone. Beverly Pagoda was 10 years old, and her mother, and what my mother referred to as, quote, a mistake with long-term consequences, allowed her to wear makeup. Also, Beverly Pagoda owned a pair of white go-go boots with gold French tassels. I was forever trying to impress her, and I had yet to succeed. A magical bone, Beverly Pagoda said with disdain, but she opened the screen door and stepped outside. She was wearing purple lipstick. My heart clenched in jealousy. Yes, I said, magical. And then, in a desperately born of imagination, mine was always working overtime, and belief that something about the bone was special, and desire to impress the sophisticated Beverly Pagoda, I said, it makes wishes come true. Right, said Beverly. Really, I said, here. I held out the bone. She took it from me. Put your thumb in that hole and make a wish out loud, and your wish will come true, I said. Oh, please, said Beverly. But she put her thumb in the hollow, and with her eyes wide open, staring straight at me, she said, I wish for a pony. She blinked her eyes, and then she made a big production out of turning her head first to the right and then to the left. She looked around the yard and out the street and down the hill, and finally, with a sarcastic flourish, she turned and looked behind her at the carport. Gee, she said, that's funny. I don't see a pony. Give it back, I said. Oh, she said, smirking, handing me the bone. I guess it only works for you. Yes, I said. It will work for me. And I believed it. It was summertime. I was 8 years old. My heart was a small motor inside me, humming, eager to prove itself. I had faith, desperation. I believed in magic. Watch, I said. I held the bone in my hand. I put my thumb where it seemed to belong. I closed my eyes. I wished for a pony, I said. I kept my eyes closed. I listened to the small appliance whine of the crickets hidden in the bushes and the tall grass. I waited. And when I opened my eyes, I looked past Beverly Pagoda, down the hill to where our street dead-ended into orange groves and honeysuckle vines and overgrowth. What's that? I said to Beverly. What? She said. That, I said. There. Where? There, I said. And I pointed at the pony that was walking out of the orange groves toward us. A pony, whispered Beverly. And then she shouted it, a pony, a pony. She ran down the hill, screaming and whooping. I followed behind her more slowly, holding the bone in my hand, stunned, amazed, all-powerful. I had called a pony into being. I had finally impressed Beverly Pagoda. This is a true story. If my mother was alive, you could ask her, she would tell you. She heard the shrieks and the screams and came outside wiping her hands on a green and white checked dish towel. Jesus Christ, she said, it's a pony. That was my mother. She went inside to get the camera, and when she came back outside, she took a picture of me sitting on the pony's back. And what is in the picture and what is not sums up most of what I know about the writing process. First, let's talk about the things that are not visible. One of those things is the man from the Penny Family Amusement Troupe. He was there, standing with his hat in his hands, waiting to take the pony, whose name was Sir Alfred, back to the carnival from which he had escaped. Also, Beverly Pagoda is not in the picture. She was standing to the right of the Penny Family Amusement Troupe man. Her arms were crossed and her lower purple lip was sticking out. She was working herself up to a considerable fit of rage. The bone, after all, had worked for me, not for her. And the third thing you cannot see is the bone itself. But it was there, curled in my right fist, resting in my sweating palm. It would never work again. And what of the things that are in the picture? Well, there's me atop the pony, triumphant and powerful. It did not matter to me that Beverly Pagoda was angry. It did not matter that I knew already that the bone would never work again. What mattered was this. Somehow, through sheer audacity, through dumb luck, through willpower, through instinct, through defiance, through faith, through something unknowable, inexplicable, magical, I had conjured something from nothing. And that's what writing is. There is always somebody who will tell you that you cannot, the Beverly Pagodas of the world who try to work magic and fail. There is always somebody who will insist that the thing that moves you is not special at all, my brother in the bone. And the world, the man from the Penny Family Amusement Troupe, will always, in the shape of editors and critics and the reading public and your mother, come to claim the story. It is never really yours, but when it works, none of that matters. When you find something, a word, a phrase, a name, a bone, worth wishing on, and when you believe in the magic of that thing, and close your eyes and wish on it, and then suddenly where there was nothing, there comes a story, a pony, real and alive, there's nothing better in the world. Part of writing is what Raymond Carver called being at your station, showing up daily for the work in spite of your moods, or your health, or your belief that the seemingly fickle muse has passed you by or is perched elsewhere on a more deserving writer's desk. You will find reference to this, the need to do your work in spite of everything, in most manuals on writing. Part of writing is paying attention to the world around you, listening to the gas station attendant's story of his wife's betrayal, noting the sound of the screen door on the Fluff-O-Matic laundromat makes when it wheezes shut, knowing when the moon sets and rises and what phase it's in. And you will find reference to this need to pay attention in manuals on writing. Part of writing is an understanding of the mechanics of story, narration, and dialogue and transitions, and the basics of writing, punctuation, verb agreement, the elimination of dangling participles. and you will find reference to all of these things in the manuals on writing. What you will not find, however, in the manuals on writing is a discussion of the central mystery of the whole undertaking, an acknowledgement that writing is some powerful amalgam, a potent stew of ego and defiance and desperation and magic and faith and love. It's a pony walking up the hill out of an orange grove. It's a bone, the way that